What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Comments Below. I am Poet, and who are you?
David Vujanic.
And this is the show. You leave your comments below, and some of them are. Some of them are.
No!
And there's an epic moment in this show. It only goes.
Comments of the week, where we discuss last week's comments and any other business.
Now, today is a transfer deadline special. We'll be giving you all the news as we get it, as well as discussing the weekend's games.
We are at Queen's Park Rangers at Loftus Road, home of one of the most craziest and legendary deadline day moments.
In 2013, Mr. Pierre Odinwengi was trying to force through a move from West Brom to QPR. So much so, he decides to jump in his vehicle and drive all the way down with his CV to this part of London to QPR to try and sign. He didn't get the move, and unfortunately for himself, all the press were there taking pictures of him, which left him a little bit red-faced, a little bit embarrassed. But I think the reason why he probably got the most embarrassed is because of these memes.
I reckon he's probably still in that car right now. Peter, they're not taking you, mate. It's over.
There's a similar story now, this time involving a bit of a more of a high-profile
player.
He's been rumoured to go there all summer, and unfortunately, he's not going. It is Mr. De Gea. De Gea clearly wanted to leave.
He did.
Man United respected his wishes, filled out the paperwork.
Lucas.
But the team that he was going to
Passport.
didn't fill out their paperwork. De Gea now, it's a bit of a, I don't know what happens. Does De Gea, does he start? Does Romero start? Like, what's going to happen? Manchester United's problem is not personnel.
No.
They have got decent players. You look at Luke Shaw. Romero can't be that bad. They've got a decent team. I just feel the way in which they approach games is so wrong. You can't play two DMs at Newcastle. You're playing Newcastle at home. Two DMs is too cautious. I just feel like if you want to win the Premier League nowadays, you've got to take risks. With no risk comes no reward. I think Man United are also not identifying problems they've had all summer at the back. Sign a centre-back.
And they've let centre-backs go, which just also doesn't make sense. I'm not sure what the problem is here, but Copper fan, please leave your comments. What is happening at Man United? Is Van Gaal the issue, or is it the players?
It is transfer deadline, and my sources tell me that there's movement at another club, so we got to find ourselves at another ground. Let's go, Vuj. We're at Stamford Bridge, home of the Premier League champions. Currently, I say.
Currently.
Yeah.
Mourinho potentially getting sacked. Remember, you heard it here first.
Do you not remember in 2011 when Chelsea nicked a player from these guys, Fernando Torres?
20 goals, 110 games. He wasn't great, was he? Absolutely went downhill when he came here. So.
But, can I just say, the goal he scores in the new camp, the response Gary Neville gives to that goal, to me, that was worth the 50 mil. You know, a Spanish boy that went to Stamford Bridge, a bit like Pedro, player they signed from Barcelona, right wing. He has started the season so well,
Really well.
Started his career. People think by buying players, it solves solutions. So you lose a game, you need to go out and spend money. We need to go and buy a centre-back. They have actually signed a centre-back from the French league. They didn't get Stones, though. How does that look to you? Chelsea identifying a player.
Losing power. I say losing power because when Man City wants a player,
they get them.
They get a player. For example, they have pinpointed Kevin De Bruyne, and he's gone. He's at Manchester City right now.
Yes, the former Chelsea player himself, moving from Chelsea to Wolfsburg and now signing for I reckon the team that's going to win the Premier League, Manchester City. It's taken a long period of time. He did sign on Sunday for a whopping 54 mil.
You guys tell us, who can win the league? Will Man City run away with it, or are Chelsea going to make a comeback? Why are they not getting the players they need? Comment below, Copper fam. But Poet,
yeah,
I'm getting news just in. We've got a new stadium again.
Yeah, we've got to go.
Yeah.
Here we are at the home of football, aka the Emirates Stadium, aka the carpet.
And 2 years ago, Arsene Wenger made that monumental signing of 42.4 million of Özil. But this season, only check has come. Poet, what is happening? Please tell me, as an Arsenal fan, how do you feel? Father Wenger, once again, not bringing the goods.
He identifies top players that are at clubs that are not under any pressure to sell. Like, Real Madrid do not need to sell. Bayern Munich, if you wanted Lewandowski, do Bayern Munich need to sell Lewandowski? No. Now, if he had identified players at clubs like Villarreal, Vieta, or Dybala at Palermo, those are clubs that probably need to sell. They're probably willing to part with their players. And especially in a day and age where strikers are a dying breed. There's not many great strikers, so it is difficult for Wenger. I'll give him that, but we should have signed a striker.
Against Newcastle, you relied from an own goal. But a point I want to talk about is another striker, Alexander Mitrovic, getting sent off within the first 16 minutes. He's had 2 yellow cards previously in the first 2 minutes. What is wrong with the boy?
The challenge, it wasn't good.
It wasn't
about
good.
stud showing, at the shin, There's only one result, really. And in that game, sorry to go back to Arsenal, just to highlight our problem, Olivier Giroud, one-on-one with the keeper in the final second, decides to chip a keeper who's 6'5", who actually isn't even going down to ground. Doesn't make any sense, Olivier Giroud. Why we have not signed a striker, I don't get it.
Tell us, will Wenger ever sign anyone? Can Arsenal compete to reach top 4? Can they win the league? Because I was saying they can, but now I'm thinking, nah, mate, with a keeper signed, you got to check yourself, mate. Got to check yourself, Wengs. You guys, tell us more.
Vuj, it's time to move on to address the millions. Have millions of Copper 90 fans across the world at the Emirates, on YouTube, on Snapchat, on Instagram, on Facebook. It's at every moment in the show that can only be described as in Scottish.
Nenny are your business, you mad bum.
You're having a laugh. It doesn't say
That's
that.
what it says. Adam Binney said it.
It's time to move on to What a Guy of the Week, though.
What a guy.
I'll tell you what, there is 2 contenders here.
What a guy of the week.
2 contenders, and I'm so happy that the Copper fan identified them. The first one here comes from Mr. Patel, who says, Joel Dudu, a hat-trick and an assist on his debut, only 20 years old. This was in the League Cup for Leicester City. Literally one of the goals, a volley from edge of the area, looping over the keeper, even down to the commentary saying his name were in hysterics. His competition is sent in by Eduardo, who says Mateus for his goal against Leeds, which was amazing. I'm talking. He's a one-on-one with a defender.
One-on-one.
The keeper was also there. He loops it over the defender, left foot, volley ting, bad boy goal. But give him the J-Lo.
It was last week, so we give it to Dudu himself. What a guy of the week. But you guys, please, if you want to have a nomination for What a Guy, hashtag What a Guy with your suggestions so we can look into it.
All right, Vuj, I believe it is time for us to go to the Copper 90 HQ as deadline day is actually
6 p.m. is close. Get down.
So back in the office, and guess what, Vuj? Only a matter of minutes away.
5 minutes and the transfer window closes. No more business.
Well, let's go through a couple of the signings that have happened so far. Mr. Martial Arts from Monaco has signed for Manchester United for a whopping 36
million.
That much money for an individual.
Panic.
It's a bit of a panic.
Red button, panic. He's coming from French football. For me, that is way too risky.
One club that's done a bit of, I reckon, intelligent business. They brought in a centre-back from Celtic, Van Dijk, Southampton. Good centre-back.
Yeah.
Takes some good
Scottish
free kicks
football as well. It's physical football. Play a lot of Route 1.
Yeah.
He's very used to that
Cold night in
physicality.
Stoke.
A cold night in Stoke. I think Van Dijk is a man who can handle a bit of a cold in Stoke.
Quick round style, go through the rest of them, and let's just give him a couple of comments.
A bit of quick firing here. Glenn Murray to Bournemouth for £4 million.
I'll tell you what, Geezer, decent signing.
Decent. DeAndre Yedlin to Sunderland.
I think that's purely happened because Spurs want to give him a bit of experience, top-level football, so taking him in. He's at the club, now he's on loan, get some Premier League experience, go back to Spurs and hopefully fight for a first-team place.
Alex Song on loan to West Ham.
Good signing last year, brought him back, hopefully he does the business for them again. I like Alex Song, weird dress sense, decent hair.
Bilic on this team. Next one, Victor Moses to West Ham as well on loan.
Again, another smart
Busy for
signing.
West Ham.
They're just trying to solidify things in the attacking third. Well done, West Ham.
I'm going to try to pronounce this properly. Papi Djilabodji to Chelsea for £27 million.
Me personally, out of ignorance, I'm going to say, with a second name like that, you cannot be a sensational centre-back or defender. Djilabodji.
Djilabodji.
It just sounds like a mess, innit?
Who knows, he may be the one to prove us all wrong. Mourinho, for me as well, panic button.
Sober.
6 p.m. Done. Transfer deadline day over. Arsenal, no one. What a transfer window. To be honest, probably one of the most underwhelming ones we have ever had, Poet.
Yeah, but next week is international break, a bit refreshing. I'll be supporting England. And whatever nation you're supporting, make sure you're leaving comments and letting us know what's happening in them games.
All right, Copper fam, leave your comments below. And please, do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Go on.
Until next week, I'm a very frustrated poet. Goodbye, Copper fam.
Bye, guys.